got this diff here. It's the rear diff off the car. It's not very glamorous work. I've been cleaning it slowly with a wire brush. I'm just about halfway through it. I'm not going to bore you with the details of doing it, but from experience with the front diff, it's definitely easier to do it while it's got the wheels on, and while it's in situ here. So I'm going to clean it first. I'm going to give it just a first coat of paint. I'll put some phosphoric acid on the rear bit of the diff last night. Just show you there. So that does work. I'll finish all this. I'll paint it with phosphoric acid. I'll prime it. I'll give it one coat of paint. Then I'll pull it apart, and then I'll give it another coat of paint once I've rebuilt it. I'm just finding it a bit easier. I was going to get it sandblasted. The cost of sandblasting in Melbourne is just through the roof at the moment. So I'll plug this bad boy in. Alright, there we go, pick it up again. Put the phosphoric acid on the diff. Happy with the way it turned out. So we will take the shafts out, inspect them, change all the bearings, get the back of these drums all cleaned up, hubs changed, serviced, get these wheels off and powder blasted. And I'll probably powder coat them limestone or something like that, classic cream. And the back's pretty much going to be done. But again, there's 2,000,001 videos on redoing Land Rover springs, so I didn't bother going into detail. It's just so not exciting. But yes, I ground them all. The fronts, which are under there, they're no good. I'm going to bin them. They're dangerous. Most of the springs are broken. So they're going in the bin. But the black ones, which look the worst, were actually very good. Only some minor pitting, which is nothing. I'm going to give them a coat of just matte black, put them together. I'll put some grease in between when I put them back together or something like that. You've noticed the back. I just lightly ground the little lips. That's what causes the other spring to snap, because there's a lip there and that causes the other springs to snap. As I said, this car absolutely was abused in its former life, not used. So we're just trying to save what we can.
Again, back to the dashboard. Now that we've got the bender, of making quick work of this, so I've just blanked that out totally. As you saw in the last video, that's come in nicely. This side, I'm working on the bottom across here, tacking that in. Then I'm going to cut out a big section across here and cut that out too. I'm working on this section first because I need this hole that's part of the dash. And while I've still got this to work with, even though it needs to be repaired, I'm going to transfer this measurement over to here. That'll be folded over and double skinned over, similar to this one. So yeah, there's two 1mm plates there, sort of spot welded together. Haven't totally decided what I'll do here. I'll probably just blank out that slot there and come across here. This is not standard, that'll get totally blanked out as well. And then it's just a matter of deciding how far we go on patching and spot welding in spots like here. I'll also have this slight radius, and I'll be a good chance to use the rollers, which will be good. Hole there, couple of holes there, a section here to sort out as well. But yeah, if I'm careful and I fill it all in with a bit of rust converter and a new paint job, everything should be sweet. And just on this machine here, I spent yesterday pulling this thing apart just to understand how it all works, and I basically went along and put copper anti-seize all over it as lubrication. It does have nipples, but I'm not going to use them. I'll just do maybe a yearly sort of maintenance where I pull it all apart. If you do end up buying these machines, one thing that caught me out, these 3 bolts here, here and over there, they're actually sort of a loose fit with a spring washer. I did them up and wondered why the machine stopped working. So yeah, they're just sort of more than finger tight, but certainly not tight. It actually slides on a brace behind there. So yeah, not a bad little machine for the price. Welded up, trying to control the heat with the wet rag and shrinking it where I'm sort of seeing where it's bulging out. I can always stretch it back, but it's a little bit harder to shrink it. So just as I was welding, I kept hitting it with the wet rag. At the moment, just using a light behind it to see where I've left some pinholes. So we got some issues over there, a little bit there. There's a few thin spots just here and there that are going to need some attention, and then it's going to be a matter of tackling this one, throwing that in, and yeah, going well. So slight change of plans. It's just absolutely rotted out in this whole area, and it's just getting too hard. So I've got to replace this part anyway, so rather than messing around anymore, going to make a big patch to go over the whole lot and get back to the good metal. I just think it's going to save me a bit of time, and it's probably going to be a better job. Alrighty, this is all done, this side anyway. So that bend, which I've been dreading, was actually not too bad. I'm not really good enough to bend it that way and then put that lip on, so I've just welded the flat in there to suffice. The good thing about this side is all of this rough weld, which I've left sort of, you know, not smooth on purpose, it's not seen. When I go to the other side, I'm going to make sure that that looks good, because everything on the inside is actually a seen surface. So all I've got left is a couple of holes here, a little patch here, and then it's just working along here and here. Oh, and I've also, there's that hole there that I've still got to transfer over to here, but I think we're over the hump. Happy days. After many days and a lot of learning, we've got a completed dashboard. Like I said before, this side is not seen, so I'm not too stressed about the welds there. It basically sits like that. So, and there's your pockets in there. There's still a little bit of cleaning up to do inside, but for all intents and purposes, this is the job done. Happy.